kudos to you guys, man, for working together. Yeah. Want to try again?
Hey guys, it's TJ Graney with your KOZ September KOZTV. Man, last month I did the Raw and it was like the middle of the month and I thought it was the end of the month. But this is definitely for September. The topic is duck hunting, game birds, dove hunting, anything with game birds. And what a great, if you are a duck hunter, then I probably don't even need to go into this thing because you are obsessed already and compulsive. And if you're a dove hunter or a pheasant hunter, bird hunters in general are just a breed of their own. They can be so hyper focused on that. And I guess we would say that with bass fishermen or just fishermen in general or deer hunters. But anyway, this month, September, is all about bird hunting, and I think it's important. We have a lot of ideas in there. Of course, you guys always have these brilliant ideas that you come up with yourselves, and want to encourage that. But I think what's really important is to teach some on the conservation elements of what we're doing. Birds coming back and forth, what conservation is, why bird limits, why duck hunting, and what the outdoorsmen, what the hunters done with conservation and birds. I mean, Ducks Unlimited, dove hunting associations, quail groups, so many of them have been very, very successful in managing or giving consulting with parks and wildlife departments to bring back the ability to hunt the heck out of these birds and waterfowl. So anyway, teach some on the conservation. Let them know it's not just about hunting, it's not just about shooting, but there's an important element, which is conservation behind what we do in all areas of what we're doing, whether it's hunting, fishing, or picking up trash on the side of a creek. Conservation matters to us as hunters and fishermen, outdoors people. The scripture this month is coming out of Genesis, and I was thinking about it just a little bit ago, and I was thinking, we ought to probably just spend a little time in the front part of Genesis talking about creation and what God did in creation. This does not mean let's have an argument with some kid who goes, well, what about dinosaurs? We don't have to go into all that stuff right now, but just that God created this stuff. And I think we lean towards the beauty of creation this month. And like in a sit spot time, do they notice the trees? Can they smell the fall, the rain coming? What is it about the beautiful part, how God's created this beautiful thing? And what happens to us, if you're an outdoor guy, you know what happens when you go sit in a tree stand or you just go for a walk. Man, psychologically and therapeutically, it is so easy to find studies on how people who are stressed or struggling, when they go outside, take a walk. There's a recent study I read about that you should always, in the middle of the day, go take a walk. It's for your creativity, for your heart, soul, mind. Take a break, go for a walk. But it's what happens in the outdoors. It's just this beautiful thing. And sit spots, the original sit spot that this was developed, that our sit spot was developed from, was about putting kids in the wild and having them sit and picking the grass next to them, to watch the trees, the birds, the bark, the ants, the pill bugs, whatever it was. It was a really deeper connection with the conservation, with the earth itself. And then of course we know that God shows up in those moments, and that's where we want them to connect with their hearts in those still, quiet places. One of those things that they don't get. Your sit spot, focusing on your sit spots and the sit spot cards, that may be the only 10 minutes in a kid's month that they sit and it's quiet and it's still, and they get to be present not only with themselves but with their hearts and with God. So do good on the sit spot cards and the sit spots. It really matters to set that up, set the tone. Don't be clanking on pots and pans and laughing among yourself as leaders. Do sit spot cards. And maybe you guys, you leaders, if you're not slapping hot dogs on a tray, maybe you guys can go and spend some time in the still quiet moment of a sit spot. Tell the boys, one of the things we talk about this month is that nobody's perfect. No duck hunter's perfect. No shot is perfect. We're not created or designed to be perfect. That is why Jesus came. That is why God sent Jesus to us. And so let him off the hook. And I think I wrote about it in a blog recently, but I don't think I've talked about it. And one of the things I think that you could do, which is a beautiful thing, is while you're closing out your KOZ this month, have all the guys in the circle, leaders and boys together, and you close out, you're talking about what God's done, you're doing your prayer time, you're finishing up your KOZ and talking about Genesis. Have the boys bow their head, have all the leaders, everybody bow their head, and then whoever is your prayer leader for that moment, have them walk around the outside of the circle and touch each boy on the shoulder while you're praying. And you don't have to pray specifically for that boy, but it's just like, Lord, walk us through this week, help us to see your creation, Lord, help us to hear your voice, Lord, help us to be good to those around us. And you just touch them on the shoulder as you walk around, and man, powerful. That's your tip of the month. And one last thing, I was watching a video, and this guy who does inner city ministry was talking about building sturdy boys. And I loved that, building sturdy boys. And so many of our boys today are caught up inside, and you know this, they're caught up inside, they're caught up doing the video thing, video games. I mean, get caught up in it ourselves, right? But to build a sturdy boy, a boy who can change a tire, who's not afraid to try and pick something up heavy, who's not afraid of dirt under their fingernails, sweat on their face. They're not worried about their clothes being a little wrinkled and their hair being a little messed up. And that they could take doing some hard things. I would challenge you to pray into that. And what does that look like? You want sturdy KOZ boys. You want to build sturdy boys. And so think about that. I haven't got clarity yet from God what it is and how we apply it in KOZ, but maybe you do. And you can take that and build up a group of sturdy KOZ boys in your KOZ group. Man, we love you guys. We're going into the fall. We have got, I don't have it in my office here, but we created a target for you guys to use for a shooting target. It's KOZ, it's a 22 target. I'll put a link on here, or you can go to the resources and get it and print it out. It's on 8.5 by 14 legal size paper. But man, print some of those out and have your boys shooting at those. Next month is deer hunting, so there'll be some shooting, I'm guessing, at that, and some deer hunting and some deer hanging at KOZ Saturdays. Super cool, super fun. But man, hey, we are so close to having 100 groups around the country, and we're just excited. We're just excited. You guys are killing it out there. The reports, the stories, your hearts are so important to us. If there's anything you need from us, anything you need, please let us know. We're also going to post the HTL roundups in this video. If you are a harvest team leader, if you're an HTL, it's on the third Saturday, they're different. I guess there's 3 of them around the country. They're different dates. Please try to go to your HTL Roundup. Go hang out with some other KOZ men. And you leads, if you have some new guys and you're trying to get them trained up, maybe you cover if that's your Saturday, and you send some of those new guys to be at the Roundup with those other KOZ guys. Man, a solid KOZ leader, a guy who's bought into KOZ, a guy whose heart is turned to KOZ, and the mission of KOZ is worth $1 billion. $1 billion. So anything we can do for you, you know we love you. God bless you guys. Talk to you soon. If you need something, call the office. We're here for you. Regulators, mount up.